offensive line is an interesting spot right now because in the 2 days in pads, we've seen today we see Teven Jenkins go out. Yesterday, everybody's looking around like, where the heck is Nate Davis? We haven't seen Nate Davis really at all.
Mhm.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm concerned. Like maybe it's an overreaction. Maybe I'm too early on in the process. There's nothing to worry about. But guys, remember, he missed OTAs. Remember, he missed, right, like valuable time that he could have been working with these guys. And then he came back for mandatory, right? And now he's missing training camp. I'm concerned. Say what you want about it. Say it's overreacting. Say whatever you want. But you're now at a point where one of your main pieces on your starting offensive line hasn't been there for most of what you want to see these guys do. And now you're missing that valuable time where you can start to build those relationships. Of course, he's going to come in and he's going to know how to do his job. He knows how to be a right guard in the NFL. He's done that. We know that, right? I'm not worried about him having to go out there and be a right guard, but I am concerned when it comes to, okay, is this guy going to be able to be a right guard next to a rookie? And I said this earlier, who he doesn't know how this guy's going to play. You got to go out there and work with this guy to know how this guy's going to play. I'm concerned where this offensive line is going to be at by the end of training camp because now we're in week 2 and we really haven't seen this starting 5 come together. And on the flip side of that, Braxton Jones, I'm sorry, he does not look good right now. He just doesn't. He just doesn't.
Yeah. I mean, to me, I'm right with you, man. You know, I brought it up a couple days ago. I'm like, listen, what you don't want is a Cincinnati situation. From last year, they literally played none of their offensive line in the preseason, and I think the thing that stands out more in this situation than the Cincinnati situation is the fact that it's like you said, the rookie is right there. So now it's okay. He's not here. I don't know what this guy's gonna look like, and it's basically like, okay, what are we gonna do? Because essentially, to me, it seems like at that point I don't have any help. So it's like you need him there.
Yeah.
For these days, and like we said, the end goal at the end goal really is to protect Justin from those QB hits and let him have the time so he can hit the mismatches that a Chase Claypool is gonna have or Darnell Mooney is gonna have, or DJ Moore is gonna have, and him not being there after he just got paid. I mean, listen, I'm right with you. I'm worried because it's a bad look.
Yeah, and it's not even about it being a bad look for me. I mean, it is what it is look wise, but for me, it's the biggest question mark is what is the look as far as
what it's going to look like.
What it's going to look like during the season. That's the
Yeah.
look I'm worried about because at the end of the day, here's the thing, right? Am I concerned about Navy Davis? Yeah, I am. Am I concerned about Teven Jenkins? Yeah, I am. But the one thing that I do know about those two is even though Nate Davis concerns me more injury wise now because we haven't seen him out there. But the one thing I know 100% is going to happen is that Nate Davis knows how to play right guard.
Yeah.
Teven Jenkins knows how to play left guard. He seems like he said it's coming to him a lot quicker. He knows how to play guard at least. And on the left side, he's kind of gotten his footwork down with that. I don't know if Braxton Jones has taken this step that we expect him to take at left tackle. Because the things that I'm seeing are the same things that we talked about seeing from him last season. He's getting killed on the bull rush. He doesn't have his hands in the right position. He's not out there getting his hands up quick enough. Is he setting an edge yet? And the one thing I will give him credit on, he recovers well, right? So as the bull rush has come to him a couple of times, he's been able to, right? He gets pushed back, but he's been able to get his base back in there, which, at that point, kind of a good defensive end is going to just go, okay, now you recovered. Now I'm going to spin off or do whatever. But I am seeing that more. But what I'm seeing out of Braxton Jones, he talked in the press conference too, and we were in there, And he basically said, I know my hands are too wide. I have to get my hands right. I have to make sure that I'm in the right stance. I know what's wrong with the issue, but we're not seeing him be able to correct that to this point. And these are the same things that we talked about last year. This is something he worked on all off season. This is something he worked with Olin Kreutz on. This is something that we've heard about him working on continuously, and we're not seeing him take that next step, get better. And I think that that's the part where I'm like, listen, my guy, right? Like, I thought maybe it was just because y'all weren't in pads yet. I thought maybe it was just, like, I can't be AD with just the overwhelming love no matter what. You know what I mean? I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, man, if they from the crib, it don't even matter, bro. Don't even matter. They from Chicago, bro. Greatness, Hall of Famer, automatically.
Hall of Famer automatically is insane.
You know what I'm saying? Don't let me get into anybody like D Rose, boy. The Hall of Fame, bro.
Well, he'll probably make D Rose will probably make it.
What you mean, man? What you mean? From the crib. Y'all already know how that conversation go. Be in a barbershop. It don't even have to be a Chicago team playing. It could be like, hey, you trying to find somebody anywhere from Chicagoland. Oh, he from Lake Zurich?
He from Lake Zurich. All right.
Oh, he from.
Okay.
Bro.
Now he Jack Sanborn.
Wait, bro went to Joliet High School. Oh, okay, yeah, we going for the Eagles.
Now he Jack Sanborn us right now. You know what I mean? Now it's just anybody from the Chi.
Anybody from the Chi.
He thought we underpaid Cole Kmet.
Hey, nah.
Didn't give him enough money. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because freshman sophomore year he was hanging with the
freshman sophomore year is crazy.
He was going to class.
Yeah, I mean, freshman sophomore year is crazy.
Not really turning into work. I'm gonna get to it when I get to it. Junior year, senior year, he was like, "Oh man, it's time to get the GPA up."
Yeah.
So
that's trouble. That makes no sense.
Cool. I heard he went to South Suburban and then did 2 years. And then
that man got a master's at tight end U. That's all I know.
Finally.
But finally, right? But no, I look at I'm concerned at where this offensive line is with the injuries as well. With the injuries to Teven Jenkins. Teven Jenkins going down is an issue. But you're not seeing this offensive line as the unit that it is. And to me, right, like I don't want to see Alex Leatherwood in there. Like that's a problem, right? Like I don't want to see. We know what there's certain guys we know what they are. We know what Larry Borum is. We know what Alex Leatherwood is. We know what I mean, like we're not sitting here confused about what these guys are going to do. Leatherwood, I guess people still are holding out hope on. I haven't seen anything crazy. The only saving grace right now is that while you've missed out on who am I thinking of? Why am I blanking on that? While you've missed out on Nate Davis being out there, right? You've had Lucas Patrick being able to step in.
Right.
And that is something that you can hang your hat on. That is something that you can feel good about when you look at this team, that you have a backup who can go out and
who's capable.
But and who can be dominant.
Yeah. You got that at a couple of positions though. I'm gonna ask you this though, because you just brought up the point that we know who some of these guys are. Is it fair to say that he is the Braxton Jones is the weakest link on the offensive line?
Yes.
Right now.
Darnell Wright is better than him right now. Darnell Wright is better than him right now.
That's big. That's big.
And you can see it. Now, granted, Braxton Jones was a 5th round pick. Mm-hmm. Darnell Wright was a 10th overall pick in the draft. I expect Darnell Wright to be better than him in some aspect. But when I see Braxton, to me, Darnell Wright is the better player at right tackle than he is at left tackle, and Braxton's at a more important position. And that's why I thought you really had to address that at some point in the draft, that we never saw them do it. Now, granted, right, you'd have had to trade back in, blah, blah, blah. Maybe you're missing out on some of these guys on the defensive line. And I even get the mentality of sticking with Braxton. The mentality of sticking with Braxton to me is that spot was serviceable. So I'm going to spend draft capital elsewhere next year, and we'll address that, or this year, and we'll address that next year.
Yeah.
But right now, Darnell Wright looks like, when he said all-pro Darnell Wright, I see it. His recovery, how he fights through, how he pushes guys past the quarterback, I see it. On the other side, like I'm having the same conversations about Braxton Jones, the same concerns that I had leaving last season. And guess what? You're still playing a bunch of defensive ends this year that are going to bull rush you. And they're testing him. The Bears aren't shying away from it at all. They are literally like, hey, go, let them attack, let them get hit, all of that. Boom, attack them. And they're bull rushing every other play. And so to me, I really think that this Bears team is doing a good job of, trying to show what their weaknesses are right now. And I'll tell you what, I see them. I can see him. There's one on that left side that scares the heck out of me coming into this season. And you know what? Here's the scary part. At what point do you say Teven Jenkins was a left tackle? Maybe that's the best answer. Back at left tackle and try to shuffle this thing. You've had stability at the position to this point. But if Teven continues to look like he's looking, I think that day is going to come. Hit the like button if you agree.
Yeah, I don't think I think that at the end of the day, like Getty will welcome a shuffle. Like the offense will welcome a shuffle because it's not like he hasn't been there. Our only question with Teven since he came out is health.
Yeah,
it's
not, he's a guy that went out again today. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. So I mean, it's not a question of if he can do it.
And they're not telling us anything with the injuries either, right? Which is the worst part.
Yeah, the Sanborn thing even kind of
all of them, right? Sanborn goes out the other day. DeMarcus Walker goes out the other day. Teven Jenkins the day. Nate Davis is just gone. And the Bears, every NFL team takes the mindset of, hey, I don't have to tell you, so why would I? You know what I mean? Like, and that to me is one of those things where it gets tricky. Because then you start to speculate. That's our natural inclination. We're going to speculate on what happened. We're going to try and figure out what's the next move? What should the Bears do? Like, how do the Bears fix this? Can the Bears go out and add something? Right? Like, you go down this whole rabbit hole and then they come back and be like, nah, he just stubbed his toe and had a stomach ache. Be like, no, like we done had 17 shows on this. And it's one of those things where you're left with no other option but to speculate because the Bears aren't going to give you that information right now. So as far as we know, Teven, all these guys are okay. And what Flus has basically said, the only thing that he's given us is it's small things. If it was long-term, we would tell you. Which I don't buy that either.
I
like I heard Lucas Patrick was day-to-day for 6 months.
Yeah.
Lower body injury.
Hey,
lower body, bro.
Lower body injury. I mean, even the Chase Claypool one, he was on the pup for like 12 hours, bro.
Yeah. No, it made no sense.
On the pup for like 12 hours.
It made no sense, though.
Yeah. I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully they get everything straight. Cause let me. I want to ask both of y'all this. I want to get AD in on this too.